It's Katarina here. I'm actually looking. Uh, Normally I start these lives out lately with doing the workouts. I haven't done my workouts today. And mind the mess in my background. You know, it's one of these things I just... There are times when I'm super motivated to clean, and there's other times where I just loathe it. And lately, it's been more of the loathing. So yeah, I'm just gonna make myself a couple of grilled cheeses here, and because I really need some food. But yeah, so how's it going, everybody? You know, I didn't really get anything done today. Nothing productive, other than cleaning the cat boxes, taking out some garbage, and just chores around the house. That's all I've done all day. But tomorrow, I might. Well, I might be able to get a sale done on the Magnum. If you guys remember Pumbaa, the 2005 Dodge Magnum, that thing spun the transmission output shaft, like the teeth on it, completely shared, right? And the thing is, I've been trying to part it out, and I've had people interested in some parts on it, to be honest, but not many people have wanted to actually come out and get it. So it is nice, though, that I have somebody that is interested in the entire car as a parts car. And they're, as long as the rear quarters are good, which I think that they are, or at least workable at the very least. But they might just be even still interested, even if they can't get the recorders, of getting it, because there's a couple of parts that they talked about where just like they needed for theirs. So that's a possibility. Plus, I threw out the idea of like, hey, I've got these, I can put the wheels and tires back on it that are the proper all-wheel drive wheels, which it looks like he could actually use on his, because they've got a unique offset on them, for an extra $200 on top of the $1,000 price. So we'll see. We'll see. It'd be nice to have a little bit of extra money to go do stuff. Because right now I just don't have money. Like, I'm trying to save as much as I can, but I'm spending like a drunken fucking sailor with just everything going on, But I'm good, Adrian. How are you? And hi, David. From the UK, I am Katarina, and I am living in Alberta, Canada. I've lived here my entire life. Although where I currently am, I haven't lived my entire life, but I've been where I am for the past 7 years or so. Okay, this will work, it just won't be as bueno with doing it this way, but that's okay. Alright, I need... That's what I need. I need that. Spatula. Hi, Corey. What's up? Hi from Ontario. Ontario? Is it Ontario or Ontariable? Just kidding. How's it going there, Adrian? Oh, Kevin, I'm doing good as always. How's everybody else doing here in the chat, Oh, shoot. I forgot. I need to grab one thing out of the fridge, because I kind of need cheese for my groceries. Please tell me I have some. Oh, okay, I do. Hopefully this cheese is good. We'll find out. I got 2 different bags, so fingers crossed. I haven't touched this in a little bit. Yo, how's it going? Hey, okay, you don't need to spam hi in the chat. If you noticed, I was away from the chat, grabbing cheese out of the fridge. So you can chill out with spamming hi constantly. I'll get to you. Like, chill out, man. Hey, fair enough. It's been nice and warm here. Although warm here is probably cold there, to be honest, because, well, I live in Canada, and I know that the UK doesn't typically get like properly cold. And when I say properly cold, I mean like you know, in the minus 40 range like we do. Ah, shoot. So, there we go. I appreciate that, thank you. Oh yeah, I mean, it was nice today. Okay, now the fun part about this. Okay, I really need to cool off that pan. So this is what I'm gonna do. There we go. Cool it down just a little bit so I can do this and it work. Stand in front of me. Oh, you used to live in Saskatoon? Nice. No, we only get to minus 4, minus 5. Yeah, like, here's the thing with me. I've experienced, the coldest I've ever experienced was minus 57 on the wind chill, with the actual temperature being minus 45. So, yeah, really, really, really cold. And for those people that don't know, minus 40 Celsius is minus 40 Fahrenheit. So, what the hell? Okay then. Okay, if you're trying to hit on me, please don't. You know, like, because I am lesbian and you with the name Corey, you're a male, so yeah. Oh, nice, you put up some Christmas lights? Cool. Admittedly, I'm not setting up anything Christmassy. If my dad wants to do it when he gets home tomorrow, that's on him. Because Christmas doesn't excite me. I don't care, you know. Like, if people want to do that, cool. That's their prerogative. But because this time of year, I don't find joy in it. You know, I don't find joy in Christmas. I don't find joy in most holidays. Other than, like, Halloween is really fun because that's what it's about, right? But regardless, yes, I love Halloween. I love getting dressed up and stuff like that when I can. Wow, so wait, this man is in my chat to try and hit on me, and then when I respectfully decline him, he just goes, no, bye-bye. It's like, okay, you don't have to announce your departure, man. This is not an airport. Okay, put it on 4. There we go, that'll work. And one opportunity. Ooh, you DJ for a Halloween party? Like, what kind of DJing do you do? Are you, like, more like a hip-hop DJ? More of a rap DJ? Are you doing, like, the Eurobeat stuff? Like, what do you do, actually, for that? Already, Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous. But like a surfer who's calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting when he wrote down the whole crowd goes so loud. I can't rap worth for shit. I already know that. Hey, there you go. There's dedication. Yeah. Okay, Rascal, you've been a dumbass. You know you're gonna get stepped on if you're here in the living room or in the living room. I mean, technically my living room's just right back there. But, you know that when you're in the kitchen when I'm cooking, if you get in my feet, you get stepped on. Not intentionally, but you do, bud. It's all in the music, your moment, you wanna never let it go. Not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes. Fair enough. That's cool. Okay, I don't know what Corey keeps doing. He keeps, like, these comments that he's trying to do are, like, it's making, like, a picture or, like, a flag or something with a bunch of colors and stuff, and it's getting flagged. So, I don't know what he's trying to do. Like, he tried to, you know, announce his departure from the chat, but then he stayed. So, I'm confused, but that's fine. I mean, I appreciate you being here, but It's gonna be hot. And actually, while I'm waiting for that, I should set up my bread. Well, for my second, grilled cheese. Because something I do that most people don't is to get that little bit of extra flavor. You put your butter or margarine on like both sides, and you actually cook technically both sides of the grilled cheese. It gives it a little bit of extra crispy flavor, plus the extra butter makes it taste so much better. Who needs coffee? I don't. Hey, Wild Duck, how's it going, man? Nice to see you in the chat. I'm not overly surprised that this live isn't like exploding like the one last night. Because like when I start out on the rowing machine, it makes people a lot more interested to see the live. But that's all good. Oh, it may have been a bot. I don't know. It's hard to say. Use mayo instead of butter? Ew. No, I'm good. Ew. Not a fan of mayo at all. The Sam's not. So here goes my shot. Please feel me now. Alright, there we go. Soft in the music, a moment, you want it, you will never let it go. Only get one shot to not miss your chance to blow. Just having fun here, right? I don't understand why people do that. Like, because I called you out because you were being kind of weird and a little bit rude to a certain degree. Because you just start coming in the chat and immediately start hitting on me. And it's just like, when has that ever worked for any man in history? Of just going into a random live stream and the person you don't know, you don't even know where they're from. And you start doing that. It's kind of sad, because one thing to like compliment them and say, "Oh, you're looking very beautiful," or you're looking cute and stuff like that, right? But it's the way that most men conduct themselves, both on and off the court, where they get rejected a lot of the time because of the way that they act. It's just very interesting. And yeah, I mean, I do like Eminem, like, quite a bit, actually. He's not, like, my favorite, but out of all the rappers, he'd definitely be my favorite rapper. Although the lead singer on Hollywood Undead sounds a lot like Eminem. It's wild. Hey, Elian? Alien? I don't know how to say your name, apologies. But how's it going? Nice to see you in the chat. If anybody doesn't know me, if it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Katarina. I'm a huge automotive enthusiast. In the summertime, I work a dyno. During the wintertime, I just do what I can to survive, to be honest. Just doing odd things here and there. Selling parts, that sort of thing. So, makes a living. Hey, Adventures in a Ute. How's it going, dude? Nice to see you in the chat. I've got a couple of Fox bodies myself. I've got an 81 Mustang and an 82 Mustang, and my 81's my main sort of project car. It was my first car. I bought it in 2019 for only $500. I've dumped over $6,000 into it now, and it's a lovely car. Yeah, nice to see you in the chat again, Peter. You're hyper. I love it. Hey, I'm just a very, super positive person, and that's what these lives are about, because I know that, lots of people are going through something, whether it is, whether you have depression or anxiety, whether you're having spousal issues, family issues, whether, you're having work issues, whatever it is, we all have something, and as a result, I want to be here and just be that positive light for you, even if it's only for 5 minutes of your time, right? Because there's so much negativity in the world, and we need to get away from that a bit, and just start being more positive, right? And that's just how I am. Oh, from Spain! Cool! Nice to see that. Actually, I don't know if I've ever had anybody from Spain in my chat. That is really awesome. Oh, from Vermont, and you're fixing a Honda CM400T. Okay, so that is that's a dirt bike, I think. I think so. And from what I've heard, they're actually pretty good overall, if I remember correctly. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. And especially this time of year, exactly, right? Katarina is traditionally a Russian/Slavic name. Is that your ancestry? So, well, look at me. I am nearly 6 foot tall, and I have blonde hair, blue eyes. You might not be able to see the color of my eyes. My ancestry revolves around, like, not necessarily Slavic, but, Swedish and stuff like that. Like, I have Swedish, British, Norwegian, Welsh, ancestry. Then plus, obviously, like, Canadian, and there's a little bit of Métis in there, too. But how much money was my Mustang? I bought it for $500 back in 2019. Now, my other Mustang, the 82, I bought that for only $400. Which I still can't believe I got it for that cheap. The 81, I know why I got that one that cheap, but the 82 makes no sense. So, come on. Hey, there you go. Save me some, please. Hey, sorry, I don't have enough cheese to make grilled cheeses for everybody. I'm sorry. Sorry. Sorry, rocking out to some Slipknot. All right. How's the Mustang going? Which one? My 81 or my 82? Because both are going fantastic. Like, I can go outside and fire up the 81 right now. And it probably wouldn't fight me on the cold start. But, I mean, I haven't actually started the car in a couple days, but because I've been playing around with the T-Bird a little bit that I've been the caretaker of for a while. Because if you don't know, that I've been the caretaker of the 78 T-Bird since about September? Actually, no, I think it was August. So it was great. Oh, the 81? Yeah, it's going great. I haven't done too much work to her lately, but I haven't had to, so there's that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, I mean, like, and obviously, like, my 81 is my baby. I have done a ton of work to that car, Like, it's a 200 inline 6 in that car. It has a T5 manual swap. I did that myself. 81 Mustang. It's got a T5 manual swap from used to be a C4 automatic, originally. It's got an 8.8 rear end with 355s. As a dual exhaust. I've also put in subframe connectors in that car. I have swapped the seats out for that out of an 84 GT. And they are red. The red... Oh god, what's that material? It's not velour. Trying to think of what those seats are made out of. My brain's not working for it. Alright. Okay, I gotta do this quick. That. Grab some cheese. Oh yeah, Fox body. Yeah, I love my Fox bodies. They're fantastic. Oh, here's the thing. I love Capris. I've actually owned 3 Capris. I had an 84, albeit that one was extremely rusty and the motor was seized. So it was just like a parts car that I traded off on a 86 Mustang convertible. And then I owned two 81 Capris, both of them as well inline 6 cars. You know, like, I mean, see now, the Capris came with the exact same engine options as what the Mustang did, you know? So you could get the 200 inline 6, the 255 V8, the 302, the 2.3 naturally aspirated, and the 2.3 turbo in those. As well as the, did I miss the 3.8 V6? I may have. But yeah, just depending on the year, right? Oh yeah, they're gorgeous cars. I mean, I love Fox bodies, and like, the thing is, there is not too many Fox bodies that I do not like. Like, I prefer the earlier Fox bodies over the later Fox bodies. My 81 does have the front clip off of an 85, but it's customized a bit because the lower valance, you know, it's actually a fiberglass lower valance off of an 82 GT, but obviously those were polymer. This one's like an aftermarket unit that's fiberglass, so yeah. Oh, I forgot about the 2.8 V6. That's right. There was a 2.8 V6 only available in 79 for only about 4 months of production. Well, see, now, what do you mean by first-gen Fox body? Because they're all... It's almost the same generation. Do you mean, like, an early Fox body, like the 4i over the Arrow? Is that what you mean? Oh, no. No, he's talking about the American Fox body Capri. Because we did actually get the Capris that you guys have over there from 74 to 78. But they didn't sell all that well here. And then they changed their focus on the Capri name to being on the Fox body platform. So it's a... they had like a wider look fenders on them. They had a different grille, they had a different hood, and they had different taillights. They look so much better than a Mustang, right? Oh, there were rock boxes over here too, trust me. Trust me. They were not built with the best metal in the world. But, considering all of the European Ford Capris, they were built in Cologne, Germany. Where the Fox body Capris were built at the same factory as the Mustang, which was in Dearborn, Michigan. Yeah, except the Capri actually went from here in North America. The Capri was only available from 1974 to 1978, while over in Europe, you guys actually made them until 1987. Although, Ford did not want to continue making the Capri after about 1982. But there was so much demand for it that you guys just kept building it. So... oh, exactly. Like, they were gorgeous cars, right? 69 Fairlane 500, 3 on the tree. Oh, yeah. No, it's cool, actually. You don't see too many of those with, like, 3 on the trees anymore. It's pretty neat, actually. I like that. A 77 Malibu Coupe. Cool. What are you doing to it? You know? Is it just a, like, has it just been a full rebuild? Is it a custom thing that you're doing? Like, just out of curiosity. Wasn't a competitor to the Fiero. You have that wrong. Because when they made the front-wheel drive Capri, That was to be in competition with the Mazda Miata, and it totally failed in that because the Mazda Miata was better in every way. Better build quality, better looks, way better sales. Although the Miata was technically slower, but it had a better suspension and it was lighter. So everything was going against the Capris, and realistically, the those Capris, which is the third gen Capri, only existed from, I believe it was 91 to 94. You know? And it was kind of a weird thing, because I think that they used the running gear of, like, a Mazda MX-3. So that's a little interesting, but yeah. Yeah, well, that is actually very rare, because for the most part, people opted for the 4-speed manual on the floor rather than having 3 on the tree. Because I do know that Ford did the 3 on the tree until I think it was 84 was the final year. So, of course there's a comment like that. Go figure. That's good. Oh, very interesting. A 79 International Scout that you put a 350 in. Now, just out of curiosity, other than maybe ease of finding parts, why put a 350 in it rather than keep the original 345 or the 392 that thing would have had? Sweet. Well, that's very cool. No, that Malibu sounds sweet. I was gonna say, what drivetrain does it have? Like, is that one a 3.8 V6? Is that a 267 V8? Is it an automatic? Does it happen to have the weird 3-speed manuals that they could get that were on the floor? What's that got? See, and 78, 79 Bronco is the best. You know, that is the best looking years. That is the first years of the full-size Bronco. Because prior to that, they had the small Bronco, right? And I love those. Like, and here's the thing. And people can argue it, but they never really have a proper argument for me. So, the best looking truck of the 70s that was not a special edition truck was the 78 to 79 Ford F-150. In any iteration. Whether it was a Bronco, whether it was an F-100, F-150, F-250, whether it was a single cab long box, an extended cab, even the really rare quad cabs, whether it was a step side, you name it, I still think that that's the best looking truck of the 70s. But like I said, is a non-special edition. Because for special edition trucks, that's going to go towards the Dodges, obviously, with the Midnight Express and the Little Red Express. The 327 wasn't in production by that point, so unless if it was swapped in. Because, like I said, the only engine options that would have had is a 3.8 V6, the 267 V8, a 305, or a 350. Because the 327 went out of production by, I think it was 72. But because I don't think they put the 400s in those, because I think the 400 was only for the trucks or the vans, I want to say. I could be wrong on that, but I think so. So good. Oh, exactly. Like, they're gorgeous. And Ford knocked it out of the park from about 1968 all the way to 1979. Like, every single one of those years are just gorgeous trucks. Jeez. Tell me how you really feel there, Mr. Sohail. Like, fuck. Jesus. But getting a 350 small block with a 704. Ah, cool. Cool. Hmm. Oh, yeah, like, I mean, they're gorgeous trucks through that at that time. You know, I'm a little biased because obviously, I mean, I have Fords. Although, I might get converted to be a little bit of a Chevy girl coming up here. Because my dad bought it sight unseen. Like, I was at the auction, actually, when he bought it, but he wasn't there. And I hadn't looked at it yet. A 2004 Chevrolet Avalanche with a 5.3, and it's a Z71 package, so, excuse me, fully loaded, and obviously 4x4, and it's fantastic. So we'll have to see with that truck and see how much I like it, because so far I do like it. I've always liked those Avalanches, to be honest, but I always thought they were a little overpriced, but he got this one for a steal of a deal, so. Well, there has a 69. Ooh, crew cab, cool. I mean, fair enough. I can imagine that finding parts for those can be a bit of a challenge. But you will not find a more reliable engine just about ever made. Like, there are other ones that will compete with it, of course. But the International 345s, 392s, they're bulletproof. You know, they made no horsepower. They were truck motors, so they made torque, and you could tear down a house with it. But trying to make it into a race car wasn't really the idea of those. They acted more like a diesel, to be honest. And they didn't rev very high either. Like, those engines only revved out to like 45, 5,000 RPM, too. Well, and here's the thing. The 327, on average, has more performance than the 350. The reason why I say that, the 350 was mostly put into smog-era vehicles and with really low compression and making no power whatsoever. Where the 327, it was never limited to emissions. So, you know, you didn't have to deal with, like, low compression and that sort of thing. Of course, you still had your 2-barrel versus the 4-barrel versions, and, like, camel hump heads and whatever else, like performance variants, but I mean, to be honest, though, if I were to have a 327 in any old Chevy, I would take the crank out of a 283 and shove it into that 327 and make a 302. You know? Okay, if you're gonna ask me stuff, please, for the love of God, spell my name right, because what the fuck? How did you get Katie from Katarina? Like, are you kidding? Jesus Christ. Come on, bud. If you're gonna be desperate, at the very least, make your desperation, you know, have proper spelling. Oh, interesting. No, man, that's pretty cool. I mean, and obviously, like, I'm a big fan of the inline sixes, because obviously, like, I have quite a few, you know, like, inline six cars. Well, obviously, I have two, technically, but I've owned quite a few. And I just love how smooth they are, how simple they are, how reliable they are. Oh, yeah. No, that sounds awesome. I mean, I've driven, not very far, but I have driven a 77 Scout if you actually want to see that Scout that I drove, it's here on YouTube. You just gotta scroll down through my walk around videos, and you'll see one. And I sold that thing to a guy sight unseen in Vancouver for $7,000. So that wasn't a bad price actually, considering how much Bondo and shit like that was in that body. Yeah, like, and that's the weird thing, because, I mean, we've talked about this before. The Ford 300, for some reason, and there is no rhyme or reason to any of it. Like, I have my theories, but there's no official story. So the Ford 300, you had a few different variations of them. Like, obviously you had your carbureted and your multi-fuel injection versions. But you could have two of those trucks, identical trucks, parked next to each other that are bone stock. And one will be amazing on fuel economy, but will be absolutely gutless. While the other one will light the tires up, not get that good of fuel economy, and be an absolute rocket. And the only thing I can think of is from the factory with the timing gears that maybe they did the cam timing incorrect between them, that there wasn't as much quality control with it, and that's why you get that variance. It's my only guess. Because otherwise, I haven't a clue. Oh, nice, Will Dog. Would I go with Holly or an Edelbrock? I'd go with Edelbrocks, because here's the thing. Hollies, they are fantastic little things until they get old and you need to set them up. Where an Edelbrock is a little more forgiving in that realm. When it comes to power delivery, they're both very similar. But the Holly, the top end gains are better. But for daily drivability, the Edelbrock is the way to go. So, and for me, I'm a hot rodder, but I do like to actually like drive my cars. So I want that ease of being able to drive it. You know, I mean, and I've never actually used Edelbrock carbs. Like, well, hell, I mean, I've used 3 different Holly carbs, but I've actually... Hang on 1 second. I'm going to grab something from my friend Entry and see if you guys recognize it. Just give me a second. Because I just need to go over here. Now, if you know Holly carbs, you'll know what I'm holding in my hands. So this, it's a 2-barrel, right? But look at the fuel bowls. It's got the dual inlet for the fuel bowl. This is a Holly 500 CFM 2-barrel carb that I only paid $80 for this. For reference, if you want to buy these brand new, it's $1,000 for one of these. It's insane. And this actually, so people talk about how you'll actually get more performance out of a 4-barrel, and that's to a certain degree. However, you get a proper, 2-barrel intake, and you shove this puppy on there, you'll actually gain more power than your average 4-barrel. But yeah, like, you can buy these brand new, don't get me wrong, but like I said, those are $1,000. On the used market, they typically go from anywhere between $300 for a trash one to almost $800 for a good one. I've been trying to sell it, but I might just end up keeping it, to be honest. So, what's a better Dodge engine, carbureted 318 or fuel injected 360? Okay, how are we comparing this? Are we comparing this LA to LA? Or are we comparing this LA to Magnum block? Because that makes a big difference of what I answer with, to be honest. and what years of the carbureted 318 as an example that we're talking about. LA to Magnum? Magnum all the way. Because here's the thing. The Magnum will actually produce a lot more power than your average carbed 318. The heads are way better, although they do crack, but weirdly, it's not bad when they crack, because they don't crack in a way that it leaks any compression or leaks anything into the combustion chamber. It just happens to crack, you know, in non-structural areas, and it's all right. But like my brother had a 98 Dakota with a 318 and the NV 3500 5-speed with 355 rear gears in the back of that thing. Holy crap, did that thing rip. But what's interesting, though, is if you actually want the highest power 318 ever made, you don't go to 69 like J&M Exploration said. Instead, you go to 1992. Because in 92, they did something very interesting. They actually took, because they found high compression heads from 1970 and put them on those. It is the best bang for your buck. Like, if you find a 92 Dakota or a 92 Ram with a 318 in it, or even a 360, buy it. Because that thing will make close to 300 horsepower out of the box. They say they make about 245 or so, but it's more than that. But you also have to run those on like 93 or like 91 as a minimum. Where comparatively to every other 318 made in existence, just about, you can run them on 87 and it's fine. Exactly, Richard. Like, it depends on what we want to go for. Now, it's not that Edelbrock won't make power, but Hollies have a way higher ceiling to them than those Edelbrocks. It's no different than the argument between running a Motorcraft carb or running a Holly carb. It's the same exact argument. Yeah, like, here's the thing. They advertised 245 horsepower, but they made a lot more than that. Because those things had 10.5 to 1 compression. You know, it's just incredible. Opinion on 6.5 diesels? Big for nothing. Not the most reliable things on the planet, but they're all right. You know, they require a bit more maintenance than your average diesel, but beyond that, they're all right. If you want to make any power out of them, go to a different engine, to be honest. Go to a Power Stroke or a Duramax. Hell, even a 6.9 IDI will make more power than the 6.5 does. When you, like, modify it to its top, right? But okay, so the 425 500 Caddy motors, they are an interesting breed because they produce gobs of torque and not much for horsepower. They are kind of like a truck motor, but weirdly they act more like a diesel. You do not want to rev one of those. Like, your cap is basically 5,000 RPM. Any higher than that, and you will break the engine. They also can have oiling issues because they have the same sort of oiling system as what the Buick 455 did, the Pontiac 455, and even the Oldsmobile 455. Which, if you know anything about those engines, the oil galleys aren't big enough for its oil demands, and as such, they can actually sludge easier. And that's one of those deals. Do I know anyone that could use a 4-barrel performer intake for a 381? For a 381 modified? Not off the top of my head. I mean, like, there's a T-Bird in the driveway that would be lovely with a 4-barrel on it, but it's not my car. Because otherwise, I'd say I'd be interested. Because that's actually a 400 in that thing, but it should use the same intake. Sounds good. I'll see what I can come up with. But, and also, like, the overall weight of a 425/500 caddy is a lot heavier than what the weight is of, as an example, a 454. You know. Well, actually, I mean, what do you want for that intake? Let me ask you that. Had an old Century with a 350 diesel, sounded awesome, but barely work. Yeah, honestly, those 350 diesels were bitch. So, Oldsmobile took the 350 and they converted it to diesel. So they shaved down the heads and shaved the block to get the compression up. They shoved, they shoved glow plugs down the spark plug holes and kind of called it a day. But in reality, did it work that well? No. The way that it could actually work well, though, is they needed consistent fuel filter changes. Like, because if you get one and it's not running quite right, you might have to change the fuel filter out about 2 or 3 times within about a month of driving it. And then it'll be actually okay for a bit. But then, like I said, you have to consistently change out that fuel filter. Because that fuel filter is the same as it is for a gas motor. And a diesel just requires much bigger filters. Because it does so much more fuel through it, right? And it picks up a lot more sediment and shit like that. So that could be one of those things, you know? You don't even know what it's worth. It's just my closet in my bedroom. I took it off when I pulled the motor. Fair enough. I couldn't tell you what it's worth. I know what they're worth new. But, you know, you might be able to get $200 out of it. Maybe. Because, again, it's not like... It's not a Windsor, you know? So it's not as easy to actually do anything with. Actually, typical dad. The Buick Century was not a G-body. That was a Chevrolet B-body. The G-body was their sort of mid-size, and that was like the Cutlass, the Regal, you know, the Grand Prix, and there's a couple other ones, like Monte Carlo, you know. I know I'm missing one, for sure. But, you know, that's what that one was. And the B-body was their full-size, which is on the same thing as, like, the Caprice, the Cadillac DeVille, you know, that sort of thing. The Olds 98. All that shit. B-bodies weren't necessarily 4-doors. Because you could actually get those cars in a 2-door. But 4-doors were more prominent, right? Where, like, the Regal... I'm not sure if the Regal ever came in a 4-door that generation. I know later it did, but... yeah. You know. Oh yeah, like, I've seen a couple of those Chevy B-bodies with, in a 2-door, and they're just gorgeous! You know, I drive one of those in a heartbeat. I know somebody sent me a picture. I don't know who that was, but... Oh, okay, that was you. I mean, it'd be worth cleaning it up, if you want to try and sell it. Because nobody really wants to buy parts that they have to clean themselves. And if they do, they're going to, you know, not pay you near as much for it. Do I watch Junkyard Dicks? Actually, I don't. I've heard about it, and I've been meaning to watch them, I just haven't done it. Wait, a 2013 Charger that you're LS swapping. Interesting swap. Why an LS and a Charger, just out of curiosity? Ah, that stuff is so good. Got the crack. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, that would have had the Pentastar in it, most likely. Fair enough, I get that. What channels do I like to watch? So, interestingly, I don't watch near as much automotive content as you think I would. I used to all the time. But, like, I mean, I do watch, like, Tavares' channel and Hoovie's channel a little bit. I do watch Steve Vignante whenever I see one of his videos around. And then I watch Roadkill as well. But, to be honest, lately I've mostly been using YouTube to watch podcasts and to watch, like, Pokemon content. So, because most people don't realize this about me, but yes, I love Pokemon. Fair enough. My dream car? Right here. 1970 Dodge Coronet Super Bee. That is my dream car. That's been my dream car since high school, to be honest. Because I love... Sorry. Went down the wrong tube. See, here's the thing. I would take it in any color, but if I had my dream spec, give me FM3 Panther Pink. I love that color. It was only available for about 3 months in 1970. And, yeah. I don't know if there was actually... I mean, there was one Super Bee in Panther Pink. So, to be honest, though, I would take any 70 Coronet. Give me a 70 Coronet as a 4-door, as, a Slant 6, as a wagon, as a two-door convertible. I don't care. I just want one so freaking bad. Hey, let's go. No, I mean, it's a gorgeous color. Like, when it comes to these, because, like, I love, obviously all the high-impact colors from Dodge. And it's kind of sad that, they did kind of offer them sort of again, but they didn't go full out with it. And they did offer a pink, but it wasn't the correct pink. Even the orange wasn't quite the same, and the green was not proper sassy grass green, So, and interestingly, though, when it comes to, my brain will work here. Come on, I just lost my train of thought. Forgot. But actually, you want to know something interesting is, did you know the rarest 70 Coronet to be made? Because yes, there is one-of-ones for a couple different of the models. Like, there's one-of-one RTs and there's one-of-one Super Bees. But, to me, the rarest Coronet ever made is, it's a factory Panther Pink 1970 Coronet. But it's a Slant 6 car with a 4-speed manual. that has got to be like the rarest combination of everything in a car, and you've made a car that's like really cool, be almost sort of undesirable in a way, right? And like I said, there was only one of those ever built. So, it's just interesting. And it would be cool, actually, if they did, but sadly, they won't. And I should be Mike from Rust Bros? I'd like to. You know? I've had the opportunity, I just haven't done it. And then, if I'm ever in that neck of the woods, I still owe my buddy, Apocalypse Off-Road, here on YouTube, I still owe him dinner, because he won the bet. Me and him bet dinner that one of us would get monetized before the other one here on YouTube. I lost that race because the bastard cheated, but I'll concede to him because he needed watch time, or he needed. I think we both needed watch time hours. And the thing is, he shot up like crazy because he filmed Rust Brothers' entire collection before it went for the first auction. So this was back in like 2021, I think. So that was one of those crazy things. Like that video's over an hour long, right? Just insane. And Slant 6s are torquey as crap. I mean, they're a little torquey, admittedly. But, you know, and you can't rev them that high and whatever else. But they also have a fatal flaw. And the trucks, they don't have this issue, and the cars, they do. Is because of the, where the oil pan, like the sump is located, along with not having baffles properly in the oil pan, basically in the cars, when you know, let off the gas just a little bit, the front end obviously would dip just a tiny bit when he let off the gas. It would make the oil slosh around in there when he did that, and it would lose oil pressure for about half a second. And that, over time, killed those engines. And that's why you find anybody that talks about a Slant 6 in a truck, and they love them. They think, oh, the Slant 6 is amazing. It's the best thing ever. When you talk to people that have had Slant 6 in cars, they typically hate them because of that. And just one of those weird things. And then also, obviously, there's multiple different Slant 6s, but the one to avoid is the bean counter motor, which the bean counter Slant 6 is the 198 cubic inch motor. That one was just a bunch of bean counters wanted to make a cheaper Slant 6, and that's what they came up with. And it was terrible. They only did it for a couple of years. And it's good that they didn't continue with that, because it really actually kind of ruined the reputation of the Slant 6 as well, with the 198. Alright. Now let's get to what I normally do on these live streams to start them. I don't know how long I'll be able to do this for, but we'll find out. Actually, I need my shoes on, which are over here. Because if you guys didn't know, like, a couple of the people in the chat do know I do this. But lately, I've been starting my live streams on my rowing machine. And kind of being a lot more, like, positive and upbeat and motivational. So, and I haven't done my workouts for the day, so... And technically it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, but whatever. You know. Oh yeah, I mean, Cass, it's kind of neat, because now she has her own little spot. And actually, she's at the compound of the Community Not Competition guys. And I don't know them directly, but they know, like, we know each other through mutuals. And if I'm ever in that neck of the woods, I would definitely go check out their shop and her new shop. Like, Cassidy still does her stuff for Mike at Rust Brothers, but she has her own shop now, too. You know? And just, it is great. Alright. Okay, I'm at an hour into the stream. See if I can get, you know, maybe a little 15 minutes or so. I'm not sure, because after, you know, yesterday, I had to take a couple of breaks doing this, because I was just, like, very tired, but... Oh, right? So do I. It's awesome. Like, I've seen the odd TikTok from her. You know, because she just pops up on my For You page every once in a blue moon. And same as, Rust Bros on TikTok. But I also, I mean, I watch their show, you know, on, you know, History, which is Rust Valley Restorers, right? It looks like I'm driving a Mario Kart. Well, this is a rowing machine. And the movements I'm doing is similar to that when you're rowing a kayak or anything like that. Or like, if you see the team rowing competitions, you know, that's what this emulates. And it's a full body workout. You get it in your core, you get it in your arms, your back, your legs, and it's cardio. Which cardio is the big one for me. That's the one I'm trying to work on the most. Woo! See how far I can go on this. I can't imagine I'll do too well, but we'll see. But yeah. Woo! Jeez. The, really kind of windsy a little bit. It's all good. It's worth it. Whew. And yeah, and tomorrow, all I've got to do, well, I got to do a couple things. Because the T-Bird is going to have to go out to Greg's. And then I'm going to have to take a short walk around video of the Magnum. Woo. Come on, baby. Okay, actually, I need electrolyte shit. I think that's 3 minutes in. Come on. Whew. Okay. There we go. See what I can do here. Oh. But yeah, so I gotta get out there because I have a guy interested in buying the Magnum. So that'll be cool if I can get that thing sold soon. My dad gets the bulk of the money, but I get to get a portion of it. Which would be nice. Because believe me, I could use the money right now. And so could my dad, actually. But I think he's going to use his line of credit to buy that Avalanche. To pay for it, anyways. No, I have not. I don't have a passport. I had an opportunity to get my passport years ago. I just never did. I should have back then. But... okay, no. No. I can't. Oh, okay. That's not that great, but... usually I'm a little better at doing this, but... I don't know, past couple of days, my fatigue is starting to get to me a little more. In case in point, like today it is. So, whew. And hey, one of my other dream cars is sitting right here. This is a little AMC AMX. This would be either a 68 to 1970. What's interesting about the AMX is all it is a AMC Javelin with the back end chopped off of it, losing about 700 pounds in curb weight over the Javelin, and they only had 390s or 401s, and it was direct competition to the Chevrolet Corvette, and it kicked the ever-living crap out of the Corvette too. You know, like, the AMX actually also held a bunch of records at like the Bonneville Salt Flats and stuff like that for a few years too. Whew. But, you know, and they campaigned them and everything, from Trans Am racing to NHRA drag racing to, you know, and they can do it all. And they're a 2-seater where the Javelin's a 4-seater. You know, they're just really cool. And one of these days, you know, my current boss, that's also a friend of mine, John, he is going to give me his AMX. I just don't know when that'll be. It's been sitting for a long time. It's up in, I think, Valley View. So, we'll see. Like, I gotta talk to him one of those days and say, hey, I'd love to get a hold of that. Because I know, like, he said that he would let me have it. But, because I kind of teased him one day, not thinking that he'd say yes to it. And he did. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, you would actually give that to me? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Because he knew that I would take care of it. And it's like, man. Because that's one of those cars, like, it'll be a nightmare to find any parts I might need for. Mechanically, not too bad. But when it comes to, like, any of the AMX-specific bits on it, like any body panels, any interior bits, I'm kind of SOL on that. What is up, Yellow? Oh, not too much, Destroyer. How about you? You know, I was trying to do my rowing machine workout here, but I kind of got stopped in my tracks after about 5 minutes because my fatigue was starting to really set in. So now I'm just sitting here and I haven't got up yet. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to be able to go down to the States because there's a few things I want to do while I'm down there. You know, like, I'd love to take my 81 Mustang around Laguna Seca. You know, going down that corkscrew would just make my absolute life. So, we'll see. Oh, you're not wrong. Like, you know, like, newer vehicles don't have the soul or the passion that the old ones did, because the old cars, well, you felt one with the car. They had no nanny aids in them. There was no proper technology in them. You know, you felt everything. You were the traction control. And just the overall sound and stuff like that of the old cars, you know, because I'm not just talking about, like, the engine sounds. I'm talking, like, the tactile, you know, sound and feel of, like, how the shifters felt when you're banging through the gears. Maybe the quality control wasn't there in your car, and, like, the dash might be rattling a little bit. Stuff like that. It's something that they can't recreate in these newer cars. It'd be kind of interesting if they did, though. Like, if they made a car that, like, was just so bare bones, and, you know, was like an enthusiast car, but, like, maybe not the most care was put into building it. That could actually probably sell decently well, as funny as that sounds. But, let's be honest. Who wouldn't want, as an example, give us something that looks, you know, maybe like a modernized version of, like, a 69 Charger with a Hemi in it, but it's only like 15 or 20 grand. God, that would sell like hotcakes. You know, don't give us any of the infotainment stuff. Give us a basic stereo. You know, don't put power locks in it. Don't put power windows in it. AC like should be an option with that. Like that'd be incredible. But unfortunately, nobody will do it. And I just don't get it. Just like they won't do proper luxury in vehicles anymore. Like, because they have luxury now as technology. When technology is not luxury, I'm sorry. Luxury is the overall comfort. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't jump in a Cadillac and it be more uncomfortable than my Mustang. I should be riding a cloud and being an absolute comfort. Instead, they have such firm, sporty seats that my back kills me when I'm in anything that's really too modern. Like, that's every vehicle. I've only sat in one car, you know, that's newer, that I've actually felt that it was comfortable. And that was my buddy's 2020 GT California Special Mustang. Like, that's something that I could take across the country and be comfy in. But I jumped in a 2021 Mustang GT, and those seats were just way too firm. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, why? We don't need that. Because they got it right in the 80s of getting the comfort and getting the sportiness of the seats. Big, fluffy, comfortable seats that weren't that firm, but they had bolsters that would hold your ass in a turn. Why can't we go back to that? You know? Instead, we get seats that are worse than, like, those, worse than, like, the seats that you sit in a frickin' aircraft bomber, for Christ's sake. Sorry, I'm very passionate about that, as you can tell. Hey, Rascal! Rascal! Hi, buddy! Okay, let's see if I can... You know what? I'm gonna try and get another 5 minutes on this thing, and then I'll call it good with this. Okay. Ah, there we go. Okay, get into my rhythm again. Okay. I was at like 112.50 when I started. Okay. So just see if I can get to like 118 basically. Nope, I can't. Because now, I'm getting the lightheadedness that I deal with. Fuck. This is the one problem when I do my workouts. I can't get done what I want to at times, and it sucks. Because I have like pre-existing conditions and shit like that that I battle. Woo! Alright. Let's take you off here. Let's go sit back in my chair. Oh. Whew. Jeez. Hey, Rascal! Hey, buddy! Hi, sir. Alright. Put you right there. With my really messy hair, but that's fine. There we go. Oh, that feels nice. Hi, Rascal. Hi, buddy. But how's it going with everybody else in the chat? You know, I haven't seen anybody talking a little bit. Because, yeah, there's only so much I can do just talking to myself here. But, guys, let's see. Because, yeah, like I mentioned, there's a guy that's interested in the Magnum. And what happened with the Magnum is that the transmission output shaft actually sheared all of its teeth off. And as a result, well, obviously it doesn't move anymore. So what I'm gonna do, hopefully, like tomorrow, I'm gonna go out and do a video on the car, just like a short little walk-around video for the guy, and see what he thinks. Because I know he wants the rear quarters out of it, and he wants like a couple other things on it. Like I think he wanted the front bumper cover, and there was like an interior piece or something like that too. So we'll see. We'll see. Whew. So yeah, so that should be good, and hopefully I can get like that's to his satisfaction. But we shall see. We shall see. So, anyways, nobody's talking here, so I think I'm just gonna call it. This is one of my shorter lives, but to be fair, it is like 1 o'clock in the morning. So, take care, everyone, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.